You're listening to the Experiencing God Day by Day podcast, brought to you by Blackaby Ministries International.
December 23rd, the wisdom of spiritual checking. Luke 2, verse 52. And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature, and in favor with God and with people. We are accustomed to having our progress measured in many ways. We are given tests in school, evaluations at work, and physical examinations by our doctors. Yet we may never measure our spiritual or social growth. As Jesus grew from an infant to a child, to a youth, to an adult, he increased in wisdom and stature with God and men. The better people knew Jesus, the more they trusted him. They admired his wisdom and appreciated his compassion. Likewise, as Jesus grew in his relationship with his heavenly Father, he continued to please him. The Apostle Paul said that when he was a new Christian, he behaved as a spiritual child. But as he matured in his faith, he began to act like a spiritual adult. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 11. There is nothing wrong with acting like a baby when you are an infant, but it is the obligation of every believer to strive for maturity. Hebrews 6, verse 1. When you are a new believer, you will not always know how to relate to others in a spiritually mature way. You may battle with envy, anger, or unforgiveness. But the longer you walk with Christ, the more you should relate to others as he does. As you are conformed to the image of Jesus Christ, your heavenly Father will become increasingly satisfied with your obedience to him, as the Father was with his Son. It is helpful for you to measure the progress in your spiritual life from time to time. A good way to evaluate your spiritual growth is to ask mature Christians around you if your actions reveal spiritual maturity. It is imperative that you ask God to evaluate your spiritual maturity and that you never become satisfied with less than a fully developed relationship with God.
This podcast is based on the book Experiencing God Day by Day by Henry and Richard Blackaby, published by B&H Publishing Group, music by Mark Brown.